What was the first session that we went through? Does everybody remember?
Health and Safety Act.
Yeah, our statutory rights.
Regulations.
Yeah, and then we followed that up with our duty of care. Then session 2 was construction safe work practices. Everybody's clear on the first 2 sessions? No questions have come to light? Did you enjoy that last assessment?
Yeah, it was good.
Fantastic. Good. Excellent. The last one that we're going to go through today, bear with me while I just find my page, is construction hazards identified. So what is a hazard? Anyone?
Something that puts you in danger.
Well done. Did you just read that off the screen?
No.
Or that's what you, well done. Yeah. So what is a hazard? WorkSafe Victoria defines a hazard as anything that could hurt you or someone else. Remembering this is an occupational health and safety sort of response to what a hazard is. This includes any source or situation with the potential to cause injury, illness, or harm to a person. So injury, obviously, we're talking about it could be a projectile, it could be a bit of plant, it could be you being placed in a compromising position so that you yourself and or somebody else is going to sustain some sort of physical harm or injury. And illness could be biological. It could affect you internally, so that it compromises your health system, or harm to a person. So another hazard that might intentionally cause injury or illness might be something along the lines of a hazard could be like being engulfed. We talk about trenches, having the ground collapse in around you. So that's a hazard. Part of your responsibility as an employee in construction is to look out for any hazards before you start work. But what is a hazard? Yeah, that's what you need to always ask yourself. What is that hazard? Yeah. Can I see one there? Is a hazard something I'm going to slip on? Is it something I'm going to run into? Is it something that's going to run into me? Is it something I touch? Is it sharp? Is it could I electrocute myself? Can I drown in the water? Yeah, they're all potential hazards. What is a risk? Well, what is the difference between a hazard and a risk? This is really important to remember. Yeah, I'll go back. A hazard is anything that could hurt you or someone else. The risk, or a risk, is the likelihood that harm will occur because of the hazard. I'll say it again. The risk is the likelihood that harm will occur because of the hazard. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. I've produced this little, bear with me, I'm not keeping up with my own notes. This little element wheel, or what I've called an element wheel, and it's got 5 elements, and these elements are there for controlling the hazard. Yeah. Element number 1 is identifying the hazard. When we identify hazards, this involves finding all of the foreseeable hazards in the workplace and understanding the possible harm that the hazards may cause. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we identified the hazard. That's element 1. Element 2 is assess the risk. Risk assessment is the process for developing knowledge and understanding about hazards and risks so that sound decisions can be taken about control. Risk assessment. Understanding the hazards. Element 3, I'm not going too fast, am I keeping up?
Yeah.
Element 3, controlling the hazard. Duty holders, that's people responsible at work. Duty holders are required to ensure health and safety by controlling risks. Risks must be controlled by eliminating them so far as reasonably practicable. You hear that a lot in health and safety terms, reasonably practicable. And that means that you're considering all of the variables or all of your responsibilities when it comes to that particular situation. Or, if this is not possible, reducing risks so that that remain so far as reasonably practicable. Do I need to read that again? I sounded a bit disjointed.
No.
It's all right. Element 4 is check controls. Controls that are put in place to protect the health and safety of people need to be monitored to ensure that they work as planned. This requires checking them and ensuring that processes are put in place to identify and quickly fix problems. So checking controls, yeah?
Like fire extinguishers.
Yeah. Check controls are in place to protect the health and safety of people, yeah? So what other controls in the workplace can you think of, Copes?
Tag leads.
Tag leads, that's definitely a control. What does that control? Electrical safety. Yeah. Making sure that your plant and vehicles are being serviced, that's a control. Making sure that you've got barriers up around holes, that's a control. The more you think about it, the more you go, oh wow, there's a lot of controls in the workplace. And the fifth element, and this is a wraparound on the other four, is ongoing consultation. So consultation happens with all of those elements. And consultation must happen with employees, HSRs, which are health and safety representatives, and management others. Apart from it being required by law, it's a crucial part of controlling hazards and risks. But consultation about workplace safety is mandatory in all workplaces, and that's why there's always a health and safety position or an individual that will be nominated as a health and safety person inside a business. Do you have someone that's been nominated for you guys?
Yeah, just come on recently.
It's just come on. Yeah. Employees have an operational understanding with consultation. Yeah. Do you understand what that means? That you understand the rules of engagement or what you need to do, and that's in consultation with the management. Remembering this is controlling hazards. They'll tell you about something and they'll tell you the way they want you to control it. Yeah. Health and safety representatives can identify and guide the assessment of hazards and risks. So they're the authority on it. So they'll guide the business and they'll also guide the worker inside the business on how to manage hazards and control the risks. And management, and I've put a typo in there. Oh, and others, I've dropped my O. Management and others make decisions around communication of hazards and risks, also changes and substitutions. So management are representatives of the business, and the business may need to be a little dynamic in the way that they approach their hazards and risks and how they substitute out those particular details. Clear on controlling hazards? Cool. Assessment 3. It's a really short one. Again, multiple choice.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, down the bottom it is. Oh yeah. See how you go with that? They've progressively got probably a little more challenging. But A is anything that can hurt you or someone else. Is it hazard or risk? And A, something is the likelihood that harm will occur as a result of A, something. The next one might be a bit tricky, but see how you go.
Cold and cold workplace.
It's supposed to be hot and cold.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, hold and cold. Do the ones that are obvious, and then the others will fall into place, I think. I hope. I'm just going to check, have a time check.
I feel like there's multiple answers.
That's really not.
I feel like you're overthinking it then.
I feel like I'm being too late.
I'm sorry to be doing this at 9:30 at night, but you're almost there, Ness. The last assessment of the day is a dress-up assessment. Ava, up to the class, finish first again. Naya, a close second. Mother and son, bringing up the rear.
I'm really just
You
not
haven't
thinking
finished.
at all.
I did.
No, you haven't. There's no line on that one. You've got it so wrong. He's put working at heights with suffocation.
Clearly it's a bit late in the day. You can work in with somebody else at this point if you're struggling.
There you go.
I got confined space with suffocation.
Yeah, well that's right.
Yeah. And then I've got hot and cold workplaces with dehydration.
Yep.
You mean hot and cold?
Hot and cold.
Yeah. And then falling objects.
Head and shoulder injuries maybe?
I've got it going there, but I haven't got it down there. I don't have now.
Just don't do it.
Okay. That's not here.
Do we want to help you with the third question?
No, I haven't got there yet. Okay. The last one.
Control.
Fantastic. Can I continue?
Yep.
Good job, everyone. I'll grab those from you before we finish. I'll move into the last little subject that's going into this session, and that's PPE, or personal protective equipment. Every workplace has personal protective equipment. Construction industry in particular has a lot of it. So there's some very generic equipment that we'll get to later. And then there's some very specialised equipment that we can talk about on our way through if the necessity presents. PPE is your last line of defence. Personal protective equipment is what will be worn on site so that you can take immediate and individual responsibility to minimise harm to yourself. Yeah, it's up to you to make sure that you've got it, and it's up to you to make sure that you wear it. It's up to our employers to make sure that they provide it for you. But this is where it's important that you are looking after your own health and safety by using the equipment that your employer provides for you. This is what you call a hierarchy of control. This is a very has anybody seen this model before?
Looks familiar.
Yeah, the hierarchy of control is a system of safety measures, and it goes from most effective to least effective. I'll pass through it really quickly, but remembering this is a PPE section, we're more specifically talking about the bottom. The hierarchy of control, as I said, it's a safety system, and it starts at the top where we would eliminate any physical hazard from the workplace. It's the most appropriate way to review and consider any safety considerations. If we can't eliminate the issue, what we'll do is we'll aim to substitute the issue. We'll replace it for something that is less hazardous, reducing the risk. If we can't eliminate it and we can't substitute it, what we'll do is we'll try to change it up to minimise its impact. We'll put an engineering control in place. So we'll either isolate it, or we'll slow it down, or we'll put a guard on it so that that spinning blade can't cut your fingers off, or isolate it. We can't take the saw away by eliminating it, or we can't get a saw that has a soft stop on it, we'll put a guard on it. And if the guard, if that still maybe doesn't work, we're going to put some administrative controls on there. And that means that it needs to be a two-person use, and that one person will control the start button while another person holds the saw with two hands, so that there is no risk of the saw losing control. That's an administrative control. And then the least effective of them all is your PPE. So if you're using that saw, you might want to put cut-resistant gloves on, which I'll show you later, that you guys will all put on later. But you'll use your PPE to protect your eyes, your ears, your hands, your head, your mouth, your whole body. You'll put those on. So, personal protective equipment, dress for the occasion. In the industry, in all industry, WorkSafe Victoria state the following: employers must follow personal protective equipment. PPE must provide, personal protective equipment (PPE) when workplace hazards cannot be eliminated or sufficiently reduced through other control measures. We put safety glasses on. You've worked in nursing, you need to wear N95s. Do you still need to wear them? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's a face mask for those that don't know. Personal protective equipment. Types of personal protective equipment, depending on the specific hazards present. PPE may include, in construction, things like coveralls, which are a full body non-permeable suit. And then it goes to overalls and protective aprons. Protective headgear, so safety helmets and wide brim hats for sun protection. Safety boots and shoes, so anything with a steel cap or a boot that comes up over your ankle so that it adds some form of rigidity. Safety glasses or goggles, which you'll all be familiar with. Obviously that protects your eyes, and there's a safety, you can't just wear any pair of glasses. There's a particular safety standard that the goggles need to meet. Gloves, there's variable sorts of gloves. I'll show you something in a second with regards to gloves. Respirators and masks, respirators, and masks, even I'm getting tired. So all sorts of breathing apparatus as well. Earmuffs and earpieces are important bits of kit that we will all go through really quickly in a second. I just thought I'd show you these few images. So this guy's got an apron on the left hand side, old mate in the middle, he's got his work overalls on, and this happy family on the right hand side. Well, I think they did just get here for Mardi Gras, but overalls look good as well. Personal protective equipment, these are hard hats. It's all same but different. This is a standard white construction industry hard hat. That's one with a brim on it that a lot of workplaces issue, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second. And then they've got what you call a miner's hat, which has got a built-in, smaller, but a built-in brim as well, which protects your ears, not necessarily your neck. Personal protective boots, you'll find old mate here on the left-hand side. They're probably oil and acid resistant type boots, and then you've got a standard work boot, and then you've got your good old elasticized boot, which is really only effective in the toe. It doesn't protect your ankle from rolling over, but it stops you from dropping heavy things on your toes. Personal protective equipment for your eyes. So you've got glasses, you've got a goggle on the right hand side, and you've got a goggle with breathing apparatus, or what they recognise as canisters in the middle, integrated. This is my employer, and we have a glove matrix. I know that's hard to see, but that goes through every type of glove for every application, from a very lightweight, all-purpose cut-resistant glove to a waterproof glove to an acid-resistant glove to a leather over glove. This is a worker's mitt. This one is a nitrile glove, just a very lightweight glove. And then we have another, this one is a long plastic type, rubber type of glove that is electrically rated. This one is a glove for dealing with sewer systems, and this one is just a general purpose hard working glove to protect your hands from any high impact. Respiratory systems, you can have a full face mask. You can have a little over the face mask that needs to be fitted correctly. We can go through that, time permitting. And then we've also got, as we said before, an integrated goggle and respiratory mask. And then there's different types of ear protection. So this lady's got these in, which is more of a bud system. These have got an integral band, so you can just wear it around your neck. And this is a full over the ear. These are more effective than these, but these are great at a pinch. So subject to what activity you're doing, your employer might ask you to wear one or the other. Righto, I've got some equipment over here, and I'll just do a time check because we'll have to try to make sure that we stay within our allotted time. Oh, we got heaps. 9 minutes. I'll bring out some things.
It's Christmas.
What I want to do really quickly is, most importantly, before we go through it, this is what we call a P2 mask. And P2 masks are for general purpose, and they're also the minimum safety requirement for asbestos removal. I'm going to show you guys how to fit one and do a fit test, and then I'm going to get you to do it. So it's got two elastic straps and it's got a nose piece. This is the nose piece at the top. All you need to do is flip it forward and put them over your hand like such. Bring it up to your face, and then grab the bottom one first, and then bring it all the way over. And you bring it over your head and down onto your neck, like such. Then you bring the second one, and you bring that over, and you just pop that one on the back of your head above your ears, like such. And then from there, what you want to do is you just push down on the nose piece and shape it around your nose. Make sure that you've got a nice good seal. And when you've done that, to fit test, can everybody hear me clearly?
Yeah.
To fit test, what you want to do is just breathe out with your hands pursed on it, just like this. And if you don't feel the air passing up over your nose or outside, that's a good seal. Yeah? And a really good seal, you can actually feel it pull in a little bit on your face, but they're not designed to be 100%. They're just designed to permeate in and out from the front. And this is what you call a P2 mask. Minimum safe one for asbestos.
Yep.
I'm going to get you to leave them on for the next 5 minutes. No, you can take them off now. But what I do want to do, you saw the image before of the guy with the hard hat.
Frisbee.
It's a frisbee, that's right. So I've got a hard hat here. I'm sorry, a bit close. This is a sun visor. And these fit onto our helmets. You want to hold that one?
Yep.
Thanks. Interestingly, there's some safety requirements inside a hard hat, because these things actually have an expiration date as well. They need to be checked every 12 months. When you're fitting these, that's a good snug fit to your head. I want to get a photo of everybody, if that's alright. We can do that now or later. With the equipment on. That's your hard hat. We've loosely got that into position. And then what we do here is we just tuck the back of the hat in like such. And it's brand new and it's been challenging. We'll go to the front first. Then we can do the back. And this is a requirement on a lot of safety sites these days. It's been decidedly difficult. There we go. And that would be worn like that.
Oh, you're right.
That's your hard hat. We've got some goggles. Look at you, Coves. These are our safety eyewear. Yeah. And they're,
And Kevin needs some.
does he?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a box for you, mate. You can take those. While you're sitting there, mate, let's dress you up first. You can take those. We've got some gloves. Now these are cut-proof gloves. Yeah. And you'll notice that they've got a series of ratings along the bottom there. Okay, and they're indicators as to what their appropriate use is for, and they're also marked as cut. So they're actually cut resistant. Pop those on. Everyone take some of these. Ear protection comes in all forms. These are just buds. And what you do, you open those up and you just squeeze them to compress them. And I'll get everybody to do that. Open them up, have a play around with them, squeeze them.
See you, Mick.
And all of a sudden they'll feel very quiet.
I can't open them with these.
Mine too
I
much.
can't open these with the gloves.
You can get your worker buddy to help you out there. A hot tip, if you're in a noisy environment, these are great to go to bed with as well. You don't hear your partner snoring.
I might need them to know as well.
And then lastly, and most importantly, to be seen in the workplace.
Hold on.
Kevin, you're set. You just need a car
I can't hear.
and a job.
Pop that one on, mate.
They don't stay in my ears.
Mine either.
And I'm going to take a very quick snap of you.
Wait, hold on, you missed one.
You're not going to be able to put that on over your thing.
We can. Oh, where are you? Why is it not working? Yeah, my camera's not working. What the hell? Yeah,
There you go, I did it for you.
got it? Oh, it's working now. I'll start again. Thank you. One.
Do we all need to do it?
Yeah, I'll get everyone to just go around and I'll pass those around. If you've got your ears in, that'd be great. I'll just do a time check. Yep, we've got enough time.
It's alright. Put the one the very out anyway.
Thanks, buddy. He's got your back.
You're going to pop that on my head?
It's like a traffic controller.
She does look like a traffic controller.
Safety glasses.
Oh, it's a good one. This one's
Can't really pick him up with gloves.
It's alright.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
Oh, come on, over.
I can't put that
It's
in.
alright. I'll get you from this side. Hold on. Alright, you can take it off. You look really uncomfortable.
I don't know if it's going to fit on my bum.
It's alright.
And we're back. After overheating again. And you've got it on. That's fantastic. Okay, let's take a photo. Show me. Smile. Good job. Ness. Now,
She's just got the ear thing.
so while that is finishing up, guys, I just want to thank you very much for taking your time to sit through my 3 sessions. Hopefully you got a bit out of it. As I said, there's feedback form that I'll need to get back from you. Do you have any questions?
No, it's all pretty self-explanatory.
Yep. Thank you for sitting through the assessments. Thank you for being good participants. Thank you for enjoying your time here. Hopefully if you ever enter into construction or if you are working in construction, you've taken something away and you'll be safe down the track. Appreciate that. Thanks very much.
Thanks,
See ya.
Michael.